Someone.
Hello, Coach Johnson. Can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you. Hello?
Hey, Coach, can you speak for us?
Yes, hello?
Perfect. We got you loud and clear.
Good. Hey, Greg, how are you?
How's USA basketball?
It's going well. It's going well.
Good.
Yeah, it's tough when it's off season for a lot of players, and a lot of players didn't go overseas.
Yeah. Getting up and down the court.
It's tough. It's very tough, and Cheryl is very detailed. And I don't know if this is the group we just kind of argue with them and let them go. Like,
Where are you staying?
the Washington, across from the White House.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good neighborhood.
Yeah.
And you're practicing at Georgetown, right?
Yes, we are. What we're doing now is practicing at Georgetown. Now we're locked down now. we're inside the bubble now. We can't move around now.
Okay,
Now
okay,
under the FIBA rules and stuff. So we've been
Okay.
practicing with guys for the last 3 days and stuff. Alicia looks great. She's in great shape.
good.
Shooting the basketball very well, you know. So you had a few like that. You have Plum. Plum's gonna always be in shape.
Yeah.
Jones is way better than what I expected. Great. And AT is amazing. Like the ability to be able to defend, to be able to push the basketball, and her ability to pass. And saying all that, and she can't shoot the basketball.
Yeah.
Like, it blows my mind. Like,
Yep,
yeah, and she's able to get to the rim left or right. So
Yeah.
it's but it's fun. It's fun.
Good.
Lainey, she's here, but she's injured. Something's going on with her. So she's not really doing anything. But she's here. And Stewart is here. She's not doing anything. Deladon's here. Nothing. Sabrina's here. Nothing. So,
young guns, huh?
yeah.
Good.
I said I'm good. How you doing?
Good, how you doing?
What's up, VJ?
Hey, Rick. Ooh, I like the hair.
Yeah.
Live.
So lit in here?
How's USA?
Good. Everything's good. Yeah.
That's good.
I'm fine.
It's also, I think we set the on the screen, so like everyone else
Okay.
will see it in the HD format that we have it in.
Okay,
Anyone have a problem with it?
That's fine. I don't think it'll go off.
Okay. It's on vibrate though?
Huh?
It's on vibrate though?
Nah, no,
Hi,
well,
Aaron.
it's on silent.
Okay.
how are you? Good. So
We got about
who's in
5
here?
minutes That's me and
Okay.
Leah. Andrew's moderating from
Okay,
outside.
all right, and we'll be able to hear him?
Yeah.
Okay,
It's just how you can hear him now.
Yep.
okay. So Arike, again, Andrew's gonna welcome everyone. I'll say a few words. I'll throw it over to Coach. She'll say a few words. You can say a few words, and then we'll open up the questions.
Okay.
Cool.
Just making sure y'all can hear
How was
me.
your shoot today?
It was good.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was good.
nice gym, huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you ever practice there?
Yeah,
We used to
rookie year we
practice
did.
there once in a
I
while.
think we just did training camp there though.
Yeah. It's concrete that they paint to look like wood, the court.
Is it actually?
No, but it's
Oh,
really
that's
hard.
kinda what it feels
It's really
like, yeah.
hard. How long are you here, Aaron? Okay. Chicago? Where are you heading? Okay. Chicago's based though, isn't it? Or no? Where's
I
Dave?
need you now.
Oh, I thought you were in Chicago.
So I'm gonna hit. I just need you to do whatever you need to do on Facebook. So I'm gonna go live to the event.
And is it an international qualifying window or something? So while you're home?
Mhm.
Yeah.
The USA. So, well, I guess national team.
When do you have to go back?
The 15th. Nice little break.
Is that it then until the end of the season?
Yep.
Imagine there's snow in Kursk.
A lot of it too.
Can you fly direct from Moscow to here?
So it's gonna happen.
No, I usually fly through Turkey. So I go here to Istanbul, then Istanbul to Moscow.
Okay.
Just know, guys, when I hit this button, there will be a slight delay, but then they might be able to hear us on Facebook. So just, it's the event going live. So I mean, I'm gonna wait till 3.
There's just no
Okay.
way we can. tell.
Yeah, there's no.
So this is.
Yeah, that should come through as soon as I hit this button. Well, there'll be some.
And we're unmuted, right? So.
Correct.
Okay.
If you want me to mute y'all and you want to unmute.
We're just gonna wait for you to welcome everyone and throw it to me. He keeps coming back, thinking about changing office locations.
In the
Me?
button.
Will that white box go away?
Hello, everybody, and welcome to today's Dallas Wings press conference with head coach Vickie Johnson, president and CEO Greg Bibb, and Dallas Wings guard Arike Ogunbowale. How we're going to do this is please use the raise your hand feature, and we are going to go in the order that the questions are received. But first, we're going to go to Greg Bibb, who has a statement for us. So go ahead, Greg.
Thanks, Andrew, and good afternoon. Thank you to the members of the media who are joining us today. Shout out as well to Wings Nation joining us on Facebook Live. Today's an exciting day for our organization as we take a moment to recognize and discuss the multi-year contract extension Arike Ogunbowale signed with the Dallas Wings last week. We had the good fortune to draft Arike 5th overall in the 2019 WNBA draft, and it was apparent almost instantly to me that she was going to be an all WNBA caliber player and the foundation of our team build for years to come. When you think about what Arike has accomplished in such a young career, it's quite remarkable. 2019 WNBA All Rookie Team, 2020 All WNBA First Team, 2021 All WNBA Second Team, and the MVP of the 2021 WNBA All-Star Game. Most importantly, Arike has played in 87 of the 88 games that we have played since she joined the league in 2019. Her offensive exploits are well documented. She led the league in scoring in just her second season. She was the 4th player in WNBA history to accomplish that feat. She was the 3rd fastest player to 1,500 career points. She also has the 4th highest career scoring average in WNBA history at 19.9 points per game. The names in front of her are some that you'll probably recognize: Cooper, Deladon, and Stewart. While Arike's offensive exploits have been well documented, for me, it's her growth off the ball and in the locker room that has been most important. And a big reason we made the commitment to extend her this early prior to her 4th season in the league. She has become more committed to the defensive side of the ball. She has grown as a teammate, and she has evolved as a leader in our locker room. Her willingness to want to learn, to continue to work, and to be better is profound. And I'm confident the best of Arike Ogunbowale is yet to come. Committing financially and otherwise to a player for the foreseeable future is sometimes a difficult and complex decision. In extending Arike Ogunbowale to ensure she's wearing a Wings jersey through at least the 2025 season is not one of those instances. We look forward to seeing a lot more of number 24 in Dallas, and we are thrilled to say Arike is here to stay. Coach?
Same, Arike, congratulations. Very happy to have you. The stats are amazing. The biggest thing for me is your leadership, have grown to a high level. This is a big step towards your leadership, making a decision to be here, to believe in the organization, believing in us and what we're building for the long haul. And also your decision-making, you made a decision very early. That's part of being a leader, and being precise on what you want and letting everybody know that Dallas is your home and we're very happy to have you. And then having the courage to say it and communicate it on the highest level. And we're very happy that you committed to our organization because we're committed to you as well.
Arike?
Yeah, well, they pretty much said it all, but like she said, Dallas is home, and I'm glad I committed early because now I know what's in front of me. The team knows, the organization knows, and I'm here to stay and I'm excited for the future. I think we built something great already in these last 3 years, and just the next 3-4 years, I think it's only up from here. So I'm excited, to play with all these players and to have Greg and Coach VJ with me and the rest of the Dallas Wings organization and the fans. They've showed me love and support since 2019, and I felt super welcome. So when they said they wanted to extend me, that was a no-brainer because I love it here. I love everything about Dallas, everything about the team, and I'm just super excited for our future. So I'm locked in and committed to the team, committed to the city, the organization. I'm just excited to play this season.
All right, Andrew, I think we're ready for questions from the media.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Greg, and welcome. We're so glad to have you here to stay, Arike. And thanks again for hopping on with us, Coach Johnson. First, we're going to go to Megan Price. Megan, go ahead and unmute your mic and ask your question.
Hi, Arike. Congratulations on your extension.
Thank
We've
you.
seen a lot of changes in the landscape of the WNBA this free agency. Some have even used the term super team in reference to other teams. What do you think will set the Wings apart from the other teams? Something that the competition knows for a fact, like, hey, we're going to have to deal with this when we play Dallas.
I think they got a glimpse of that already last year. I don't even think we were in full form. We had a lot of, injuries going on and players having to leave for the national team, just things like that, which is not excuse because all teams had that. But, when we were all together and we were all locked in, it looked really good. So, I'm just excited for that solid group to just be together and be healthy. And, even with all the trades going on, I'm still super confident in our team. We have a great coach, a great coaching staff, and we all have talent, the players that are out there. So, I'm not really worried about what everybody else is doing, who they're adding or taking away. That has nothing to do with Dallas. I'm just focused on our team, what we have and what we can do. And we definitely, will take a step from last year. And we already took a big step.
Awesome. Thank you again.
Thank you. Next, we are going to go to Michelle Volpel with ESPN. Michelle, go ahead and ask your question.
Thank you. Arike, congratulations on the extension. This is a time, I think, in sports, the last several years, where people are always, kind of looking for what the next best thing is. And you're kind of going against a trend in that and committing someplace. I know you've addressed it in your opening statement, but can you address, is that sort of a personality thing with you that you're, like you said, you're happy there and you want to build there rather than trying to look around to see what else might be available?
Yeah, I think I know, pretty much so far what's available, even if things change, I guess, with availability in other teams. I'm just really excited for our core, and even looking around, at other teams, obviously no offense to other teams, I just feel really confident in our young players. And, we're already competing with, tough teams, players that have been around for 9-10 years. And we're only, year 3, year 2, year 4, like we're still a young group. So we have potential to be together for a while. And, I'm just really confident and excited in that. And I love playing with these players. So I don't see any other players out there in the league that, I'd rather play with than, the players that I play with every day here. So it was an easy choice for me.
And, for Coach, obviously Greg addressed, all the growth we've seen from Arike when she's still such a young player. As somebody who played in the league and understands, what that growth potential still is for her, can you talk about what you feel like we're going to see over the next few years from Arike?
I think you got a little glimpse of it last year. I think being able to score the basketball we know that's her net, but being able to defend on the other side of the basketball, and then her leadership. I think when Arike is put in the record books years to come, I think she'll be up there with Cynthia Cooper as for leading a team to a championship, and doing it the right way on and off the court. So I think the sky's the limit for her, and her attitude is the key, and last year I saw a different Arike from the beginning to the end, and it's just going to continue to grow.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Michelle. Next, we have a special guest that hopped on. So if you want to go ahead and ask Arike a few questions, please go ahead for us.
Hey, Arike, intern here. I read somewhere in high school that your brother took you to school for 2 years. Now that you're a Supermax player, any plans on paying him back for that gas money?
Not at all. No plans whatsoever. Haven't even thought about it.
No? All right. I saw on Twitter too, Somebody said that your contract now is the absolute full boat. So in addition to walking bucket, you think full boat might be a nickname you pick up?
It might. Go ahead and start it. Make a hashtag.
That ain't my job. That's your PR job. But hey, for real, daddy and mommy, they watching now. Mario watching.
Hey, family.
We just want to say congratulations, yo. It's a blessing to be an older brother. See how hard you work. Everybody, your peers already knew how good of a player you were, and everybody knew how hard you worked. But now that getting recognized in this way, with your contract being compensated how you are, calling Dallas home, these fans here love you. They really love you, especially now that I get to come and see you play. I just see how much these fans love you, how much these young girls look up to you. So all that you're doing for the city, all that you're doing for our family, from Milwaukee too, and we're just so proud of you. And I just want to say congrats.
Thanks. Love you.
Love you too.
Thank you for your time today, Dare. Next, we're going to go to Ariana Vedia. Ariana, go ahead and ask your question.
I don't know if I can top that question, but good to see you. Arike, at the end of last season, congratulations. But at the end of last season, Greg described you and Marina as kind of part of the long-term plan for the future. How much did playing with your best friend play a factor in, like you said, that no-brainer to extend your contract?
It definitely was, amazing adding Marina. Like I always say, she's one of my best friends, and we've obviously played with each other for 4 years in college. And then, her coming to this team, it was definitely a plus. But, obviously I love Marina, but regardless of that, I don't think that really played into the decision. I was committed anyway, but it's definitely 100% a plus, having your best friend like that, being able to play on the court with you.
Yeah. And, speaking like when you said it was a no-brainer, when did it click for you? Like I could call this place home for a while.
I think when I bought my house, I don't think I was gonna buy a house and then leave. So I had to commit kind of last March when I signed the papers to the house.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ariana. Next, we're going to go to Shy with Swish Swish. Shy, go ahead and ask your question.
Hi, Arike, and congrats for the new contract. Like Coach Vijay said, last season you displayed a more visible and vocal leadership. To what extent do you think it is related to Coach Vickie Johnson's presence?
Yeah, I think it plays a lot of part in that because, she asks a lot from me. And I definitely, our relationship it just kept growing over the months, in WNBA. And now, I feel like I can go to her with anything. And obviously she played in the WNBA, so she knows what it takes. She knows what it takes to win. She knows the ins and out of the game, especially WNBA, because WNBA is such a different game. So, having her, back me up on my side, giving me insight, that definitely gives me confidence. And then my teammates, them trusting me, trusting to listen to me, the organization having trusted me, that just, gives me a lot of confidence to be able to, talk to other players and do this. Because when you have everybody's trust, then, it's pretty easy. So definitely just everybody supporting me on this team, definitely, really fires me up and gives me confidence to be able to try to give back and do whatever I can to help the team. Because, I want to win. Everybody wants to win. So we all have a common goal. So.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Next, we're going to go to Drew Ivory. Drew, go ahead and ask your question.
Firstly, congrats on the extension. And those braids are hard, let me tell you. They look good. I like them. I got a question from my colleague. I want to start out. He wants to know what part of your game that you're not known for would you like people to know you for by the end of this contract?
Personally, I really don't like it. What they want to know me for is what they want to know me for. I'm going to do what I have to do to help the team win, and whatever that may be that they want to highlight, that's on them. So I don't know how to answer that one.
And for me, looking back at your draft day, ever since you got into the league and since they drafted you here in Dallas, what can you most look back on and reflect on that you appreciated the most along the journey so far?
I would say just being able to see how different players move, like even not just on Dallas, just being around, a lot of great players here. Anytime I go to the national team or anything like that, just to see what it takes to be a pro and just being around people who knows what it takes to be a pro. definitely just adding that to, my everyday routine and just trying to be better. Cause a lot of, being a great player comes from off the court, how you take care of yourself, your mental, your body. So just trying to pick and choose, watching players and even, older players on my team, KT, Izzy, like just trying to, watch them. Even if I don't say it, I definitely, try to watch and see what I can do and change to my lifestyle. So, just keeping an eye on what people do.
And lastly, you spoke it into existence last year about the playoff format. Talked about it. What are you most looking forward to this year going into 2022 as you guys try and push through for a playoff win?
Yeah, I mean, getting to playoffs, but obviously we got to playoffs last year and it was a first round exit. But just now that we have 3 games, we can really show like if a team's gonna beat us and go to the next round, they're gonna actually have to beat us twice. So and that's tough. I feel like anytime we play in a game 3, we're gonna go to a game 3. Even how the games were last year, we might lose. We lost the first game a lot, and then we ended up winning the second game a lot. So that third game is just going to be who wants it more. So definitely just getting a chance to come home at least once, hopefully twice, but come home at least once and play in front of our fans. Have that type of confidence back you up. That's a different ball game than just having one game. So I'm really excited about that.
Congrats again. Looking forward to seeing all y'all soon.
Thank you.
Thank you, Drew. Next, we're going to go to Dorothy Gentry. Dorothy, go ahead and ask your question.
Hi, Arike.
Hey.
How are you? Hi, Coach.
Hey.
Hi, Greg.
Hello.
Congratulations. Hi, everybody. Congratulations, Arike. Here's my question. How will your leadership style change now, that you are here for the long term? And when you look at this Wings team, tell me what you see and how you hope to help shape this team.
I don't think, anything's going to change much. I was still, leading whether I knew I was going to stay or not. That what's most important is the year in front of me. So that's all I was focused on when I was, being a leader these past 3 years. So I don't think anything was going to change with that. And what was the second question again?
When you look at this Wings team, what do you see? What do you see you guys doing?
Yeah.
How do you see yourself? Yeah. Kind of leading and motivating this team.
Yeah, I see good things. Like even, right now with everybody, wherever they're playing at, people are looking good. Like all the players that are playing overseas are looking really good. The people that are here, I've been seeing, workout videos of them training. So everybody's pretty locked in and focused and getting ready for May. Cause like I said, we were pretty close last year, but we definitely could still make a big jump and we have, all the pieces to do that. So definitely just seeing people, in the off season being locked in and tapped into everything and being excited about the season. I've talked to most all the players and they're really excited about May. So just that type of energy going into the season is big. So, I have high hopes for this season.
And then for Coach, you as well, just talk about, Arike and just her presence and how you hope to have her as an extension of you on the court and just what you want to see for your team this year.
Well, I think the biggest thing, besides her leadership, I think the accountability, how she holds herself accountable. And she put all the weight on her shoulder, and that's huge. That's unheard of for a young player. And so I think it's just going to continue to help her be the great leader that she is, that she hopes to be, and to lead this team to a championship. And I know her teammates see it, they appreciate it, and by her holding herself accountable, they'll hold themselves accountable as well. So.
Thank you, Dorothy. Next, we're going to go to Eric Wilson. Eric, go ahead and ask your question.
Arike and Vickie, thank you so much for your time. I wanted to ask you both, with the regular season and playoffs being extended, if you will, can I get both of your thoughts on that and what it means moving into this season?
I'm super excited. I can't wait until May. It benefits us because we have a very young team, so we can recover quickly. And but we have high expectations, and we like Arike said, we don't care about what the other team is doing. We only care about us and building what we built last year and continue to build on that, and playing great basketball, bringing the best version of ourselves. So I think the playoff being extended I mean, the season being extended, the playoff as well. It's in our favor. We're young, we're exciting, and we're ready to go.
Yeah, I agree with what she said. Like she said, we're young. Being able to play at home at least once, like I said, in front of the fans, like that all just, helps us a lot. So I think I know the playoff format is going to be good for us.
I appreciate it, ladies. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Eric. Next, we are going to go back to Ariana Bedia. Ariana, go ahead and ask your question.
This question's for VJ. When you talk about Arike, you say a lot of things like the sky's the limit for her, or I ask her to do a lot, or she carries a lot of the weight on her shoulders. What was kind of the first thing you asked of her when you got here that you kind of realized that, like you mentioned earlier, she makes these it's unheard of for a young player?
I think just to be a leader. I mean, just to hold everybody accountable, holding herself accountable, speaking more to every individual, getting to know each individual, and then motivating them, as well as doing her job, which is hard. It's hard to help push 11 players forward and still be the best player on the team as well. But she was able to do it, and she's going to continue to do it for the rest of her career.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Next, we are going to go to Drew Ivory. Drew, go ahead and ask your question.
Got a couple, one for VJ and one for Greg. I'll go to VJ. Hey, Coach, by the way, I like your hair too.
Thank you.
Just wanted to ask you about the opportunity to join USA Basketball assistant coach, and what you most look forward to in this experience.
Learning from all the great coaches that are here, and also continue to help build something great with USA Basketball. It's an honor to be a part of USA Basketball, to be among the greatest athletes in the world, some of the greatest young athletes in the world. And then the vets. We have Stuart here, we have Della Don, we have a lot of young Angel is here. We have a lot of young players and a lot of older players. Just being able to come in the gym and feeling the atmosphere, and just really being on the court, seeing basketball. I haven't seen basketball or coach basketball in a while, so it's just good to be in the gym, and talking basketball. So I think that's the biggest thing.
And you get that extra experience with Alicia Gray as well while she's out there.
Yeah, she's looking amazing as well. Yeah, she's looking good.
And Greg, by the way, your hair looks good too, by the way.
I was going to ask if you didn't say something, so thank you.
Greg, I'm curious, over the past few years, there's been difficulties, when it comes down to training camp, difficult cuts, difficult decisions that you have to make, and, the entire front office. But what's this year's free agency been like for you? Has this been any bit tougher, with the people you have on your roster, decisions made? You don't have as many picks as you usually have, but just decisions down to the wire before the season.
So we were in a unique situation coming into the season that we have all 12 players under contract and team control that we finished the season with last year. That's pretty unique. It doesn't happen often. So we were never going to be overly aggressive, shall I say, in free agency, because our plan for many years now has been to build through the draft, to put together a very young and talented team, and then have that team grow up together here in Dallas and ascend that way. That said, we did participate in some free agent conversations, one in particular that went pretty far down the line and it didn't materialize. But I think it's important for everyone to recognize that just because something doesn't happen, A, it's not a failure. It could have been a part of the plan. And B, that doesn't mean there weren't conversations happening. But I sit here today with the same plan we had 3 years ago when we started on this journey. And the good news is, we're through much of that darkness. Last year, I thought, albeit a very brief playoff appearance, was a huge step for our organization just to get in the playoffs and get a little taste of that. and the opportunity to bring a core back and have the continuity of that roster year over year. That's something we haven't had here in a long, long time. And I'm really excited about it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Drew. Next, we're going to go to Jasmine. Jasmine, go ahead and ask your question.
Hi, Arike. First, congratulations on your contract extension. So year after year, you continue to make your mark in the league. So 2019, you were all rookie team, 2020 first team, last year, second team, all-star and all-star MVP. So what more can we expect from you in Dallas over the next few years?
Whatever is possible for me to get, that's what I'm gonna try to get. So we'll see.
And this one's here for Greg. You touched on it a little bit, but I want you to kind of expand a little bit more about the culture that you, DJ Arike, and the team essentially is building in Dallas. What direction do you see this organization trending towards?
Yeah, I mean, I think we started this several years ago, and Arike actually was kind of that first step in that process. You know, to be able to draft a player of her caliber with the 5th pick in a draft, if you go and look at all the good teams, there's always some luck involved in the process of getting to being a good team and a championship contender and ultimately a championship team. And that was our first stroke of good luck, in that we were able to draft her way down at number 5. And obviously history is already showing she should have gone much earlier. But that was the first piece. And then I would say the second piece was Vickie's arrival, and making sure the organization from top to bottom and everywhere in between, coaches, front office, business staff, players, support staff, everyone was pulling in the same direction and aligned in where we're trying to go. And then since then, we've added some really other important pieces. And, you know, the plan was to wake up one day and say, wow, look around. We have a lot of talent on this team. And, you know, you draft 5th overall and you get a number 1 and 2 number 2s. And all of a sudden you have the talent. And then it just takes someone like Vickie and her coaching staff to mold that talent, the players to buy into what we're trying to do. And it's not easy. It's the hardest league in the world to win in because it's the best league in the world. But you're starting to see us make that progress now. And I'm really excited for this season and the seasons to come.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. If you want to ask a question, please go ahead and use the raise your hand feature. If you can't talk for some reason, please message me. That's Andrew Hatfield. I'm listed as the co-host in the chat, and we will ask the question for you. Next, we are going to go back to Shy with Swish Swish. Shy, go ahead and ask your question.
Yeah, my question is for Coach VJ. What did you think about the nomination of your former teammate, Becky Hammond, with the Las Vegas Aces? Were you surprised to see her arriving in the WNBA?
I wasn't surprised. I'm very happy for her. I think the league needs a Becky Hammond in it. I knew that she wanted to be a head coach in the NBA, but it hasn't happened. And I have an opportunity to come here. Me coming to the WNBA and going to Las Vegas to be the head coach was huge for her, and she's very happy for that opportunity. I'm very happy for her as well.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we're going to go back to Megan Price. Megan, go ahead and ask your question.
Hey guys, this question is for Coach or Greg. We know the tournament is around the corner and the draft comes really, really quick. And we also know you guys have a really exciting couple of picks coming up with the 4th and the 6th pick. Can you tell us what type of player or skill set that you're looking to add with Arike?
Well, I think we're in a different place than we have been in the past. I think we've now kind of evolved out of let's aggregate as much talent as we can to a situation where that talent is here and we're looking to augment it or accentuate it, if you will. So we're much more selective in terms of what we're looking to add. I'm not going to get into specifics around that right now because the draft hasn't happened and I don't want to share too much. But the good news is, and it seems to be a running joke, but I always take draft picks and I always take assets. I'd rather have too many than not enough. So even with a roster that today I would be more than happy to roll out on the first game and play with, because I think we have the team that we're looking for right now. That doesn't mean we're not going to be opportunistic and look to improve even further between now and training camp.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
Great, thank you. Next, we're going to go back to Ariana Bedia. Ariana, go ahead and ask your question.
This is for Arike. What did you envision for yourself when you first got to Dallas, and how does this Supermax still kind of live up to those early hopes?
Yeah, I mean, pretty much this, and it's always been, I think, in my nature to go try to do something and be one of the first or be one of the ones that was really in the cement, the groundwork to building a team and helping get there. Like, I think that's why I chose Notre Dame too, because they only won one national championship before I got there, and I wanted to be somebody that was remembered in history, helping the team and everybody around me. So I definitely, saw that, and just seeing, how we were growing, I definitely want to be, one of the people, one of the first to help this team, and, along with my great teammates, to help this team win a championship. And I can see that, I don't know when, maybe next year, maybe in a couple of years, who knows, but I can see it coming for sure. And I feel that, so that just really, makes me excited about the future of Dallas and just, being here on this team.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we're going to go to James with the Post Eagle. James, go ahead and ask your question. James, can you unmute your mic for me?
Actually, I got it. Hey, Coach.
Yes.
Yeah, hi. It's Jim. How you doing?
Good.
25 years later, and you played against Cynthia Cooper. That's pretty big shoes to fill. So, what do you think it'll take to bring Texas back in as the #1 team? Because remember, when you played, you used to win 4 in a row, and now you have Vickie to go against, a person that you played against. So, how do you think this will add to the league? And how happy you are to see that the WNBA is finally getting all that recognition that it took so many years to finally get?
I'm very excited about the WNBA growing and getting the recognition. I think, like Greg said and Arike said, we have a very young team. Building the foundation was huge, and continue to build that. We don't really worry about other teams and what they're doing. It's about us. We got to go in every day and work and get better, and see that progress. And our goal is to win a championship. That's the most important thing. We know it's not going to happen tomorrow, but it will happen. It will happen because we believe in it, and that's what we're working towards.
But won't it be exciting to coach against Vickie? Because I mean, you remember the days of Lambeard and some of the people he coached against, and he really added a lot of spice. I guess on TV it looks great. So again, when you get a chance to coach against Vickie, you have to say there's going to probably be a real rivalry there, even from the coaching standpoint.
Well, it's gonna be exciting because I know her style. She knows my style. We played 10 years together, so it just when the game comes, will it be competitive? Yes. Will we speak? Probably. But at the end of the day, we're trying to win. Dallas win. We are trying to win, and whatever it takes, that's what we're gonna do.
Good luck, Coach.
Thank you.
Thank you both. We only have time for 1 or 2 more questions. So we're going to go back to Jasmine. Jasmine, go ahead and ask your question.
This one is for Coach Johnson. So you brought Zach Brunzig as a new player development coach. So can you speak to what he brings to the team and how he'll help elevate their game going forward?
Well, Zach brings experience. Not only on the women's side of basketball, also on the men's side of basketball, coaching college, also working with NBA players, WNBA players, D-League players, high school. So I think it's huge and our team is overall is comfortable with Zach, and Arike has great experience with him as well, working with him. His excitement for our team, the love for our team, excitement of being a player development and helping us reach the next level is huge for us. And that's the most important thing is I wanted to have someone in that role that cares about the players and want to make sure we do what we have to do to make them be great, bring out the best version of themselves. And I think Zach is that person.
Thank you, Coach. And Arike, if you want to, you can speak to that as well.
Yeah, like she said, I know him. I started working out with him, and when I got drafted, he reached out and we got a lot of workouts in. So I've been working out with him for 3 years, and now Satu works out with him, Marina works out with him, Izzy works out with him. This has been the past year. So, already almost half the team works out with him. So it was really just a perfect fit. I was super excited when they said they were hiring him because, like she said, we're comfortable with him, and he knows our style of play. He's really been watching. Well, since I've been there, but I probably even more because he was at UTA before, so he's seen the players come through. So he just has a great basketball mind, and I'm just really excited that now we don't have to text him after the game. He's on the court with us, on the bench and just helping out any way he can. So I'm really excited for that.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we're going to go back to Drew Ivory. Drew, go ahead and ask your question.
This one's for Coach. Coach, the progress that Izzy made as a player this past season, the type of season she had. Have you gotten a chance to watch any of the the AU Pro Hoops games? And will her role change and will she have more of a role in the offense as she continues to become, a better player all around and offensively, especially?
Yes, I have watched her play. As far as her role is concerned, Izzy will be Izzy. She's not a player that you have to kind of draw a place for. She's a hustle player. She flows in the offense. Without calling her number, she's going to give us 15 and 9. It's just a matter of fitting into the system, just flow of the game. So the expectations of Izzy will be the same as last year. Just come out, come play, but play your minutes hard, play both sides of the basketball, rebound the basketball and do what she does. And she does that very well for us.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much, Drew. We only have time for one more question. So for the last question, we're going to go back to Ariana. Ariana, go ahead and ask your question.
Hey, VJ, kind of want to track it back to what you were saying earlier. You compared Arike to the likes of Cynthia Cooper. From a player standpoint and a coach's standpoint, what makes Arike? And on top of that, what qualities in players like Cynthia Cooper do you think she emulates?
I think just her mental toughness. I think her ability to score the basketball. I think her ability to grow into be that leader. To expect more from her teammates and taking big shots when the game's on the line, taking that shot, making it happen. And I think that's the comparison when I talk about Arike and Cynthia Cooper, and their one goal is to win a championship. They're not trying to be best friends with the next, with the other team or anything like that. It's just, being very locked in with her teammates and also winning championships. And I think that's the biggest thing.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Great. Thanks everyone for hopping on. That is all the time we have today. So thanks again to Greg Bibb, Arike Ogunbowale, and Coach Johnson, as well as all the members of the media and everyone watching via Facebook Live. Remember, Arike is here to stay, and we can see y'all at College Park Center on Saturday, May 7th, as the Wings take on the Atlanta Dream. Thanks again, y'all, and see y'all soon.
Thank you.
Yes.